Hi everyone, this is Chris from A Bar Above, and today we're going to be looking at utilizing citric acid as a replacement for citrus juice in cocktails. So stay tuned. So there's a lot of different ways to utilize citric acid in cocktails, but what we're going to be focusing on today is just how to utilize it as a direct substitute for lemon or lime juice. Now obviously it's not going to make as good of a cocktail because you don't have all the other flavors that fresh produce brings to the table, and you're definitely not going to have that fresh aroma in the cocktail. But what I'm most concerned with is the acid levels. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a sour, and we're going to find out kind of essentially the conversion factor of citric acid to citrus juice. So I'm really excited. This is something I've been looking forward to for a very long time. So let's get into it, shall we? So the way I went about finding the conversion of citric acid powder as a substitute for regular citrus juice was basically just to make a citric acid simple syrup. I just added the powder to simple syrup until I achieved the balance that I was hoping for with regular fresh citrus juice. So at that point, it's just solid simple syrup with citric acid, and it doesn't take up as much volume as obviously lemon juice does. So then I took that measurement of citric acid and added it to water, and that's what we're going to be working with now. So the drink I usually kind of test this stuff out on is your basic lemon drop. It's essentially just a vodka lemon sour. If I change out any variables for citrus juice, this is where I go to, and the same thing for sweetening agents. You know, it's not a very complicated cocktail. There's not a lot of flavor except for the lemon in this. So any kind of variations, any unbalance is going to show itself pretty immediately. So the basic recipe that I usually use for testing out any kind of substitutions is your basic 2-1-1. So 2 parts spirit, 1 part sweet, 1 part sour. And that's what we're going to be doing now. So let's go ahead and have some fun. Let's make some cocktails and let's taste these things side by side, shall we? So let's go ahead and start tasting, shall we? Now I already know that the cocktails are not going to be as vibrant. They're not going to be as good as a traditional lemon drop. But the thing I'm most concerned with is the balance, and if we achieve balance with our kind of conversion factor. So with the traditional cocktail here, the lemon drop, it's just your average lemon drop. You know, it's balanced. It has the sweet, it has the sour, and you can definitely taste the alcohol in there. I know what you're thinking. It's vodka, but it still has a taste. You know that there's alcohol present in the cocktail, so it's balanced on all levels. Now, with the citric acid cocktail, what's really unique about it is balanced. You know, it's got the tartness to balance out the sweetness, but it doesn't have all the other flavors. And what happens when in the cocktail itself is that all those flavors tend to hide the alcohol or kind of mask it and kind of tame it down a little bit. With the citric acid cocktail, everything kind of pops up. So you're tasting the alcohol a lot more. So it's kind of a neat thing and something I'm going to keep in my back pocket for cocktail design when I want the base spirit or any other spirit to kind of shine through. It's a cool way of not masking the flavor of the spirit. Now, with the citric acid and the sweet and low cocktail, I just did it for fun, basically. Like I said, we had the product line around. So I wanted to see kind of what's happening with this drink. And what's interesting about this one is it is balanced as well as with the previous citric acid cocktail, but you're still tasting the alcohol a lot more than you would with fresh lemon juice. And the citric acid, since it's kind of just a one-note citrus note, it hits you kind of in the mid-palate, and then the artificial sweetener taste hits you at the very end. So you have these two kind of spikes of flavor and not much else. So it's just interesting how it develops on the palate. So there you have it. And basically, just to kind of sum up citric acid and how it's being utilized in cocktails here, you know, the citric acid definitely showcases the alcohol a lot more. So it's something I'm going to keep in my back pocket for cocktail design when I want any kind of base spirit or modifying spirit to be a lot more present in the final cocktail. You know, maybe even substitute out half of the citrus juice for half of the citric acid solution. So that way, you know, I can showcase the spirits a lot more. But it's a fun and interesting discovery, something I had no idea about and did not plan for, but kind of a cool little side benefit to it. And we'll have some more episodes in the future, probably in about a week or so. But until then, I hope you guys have a great shift, and cheers. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, find us on Google+, or visit us at abarabove.com.